Shalom, brand new day. I think it's the 28th day of the Gregorian month, May. Today's Tuesday. I try to begin my day. I often don't. I'm often distracted because I'll look at my phone to see what time it is and then see I have a message. But I really do try to at least begin my day with Shema, and then trying to have some quiet time to start my day, anchor my day in the Father. This morning I was just waiting for the coffee shop to open, and I just opened up the Word, and I turned to Jeremiah or Jeremiah chapter 13, and I had previously outlined a section that really stood out to me. When I went to the Euphrates and dug, I took the waistband from the place where I had hidden it, and lo, the waistband was ruined, it was totally worthless. Then the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Thus says Yahuwah, just so I will destroy the pride of Yehuda and the great pride of Jerusalem or Jerusalem. This lawless or evil people, wicked people, who refuse to listen to my words, who walk in the stubbornness of their hearts, and have gone after other Elohim to serve them and to bow down to them, let them be just as this waistband, which is totally worthless. For as the waistband clings to the waist of a man, so I made the whole house of Israel and the whole household of Yehuda cling to me, declares Yahuwah, that they might be for me, that they might be for me, a people for renown, that they might be for me, a people for renown, for praise, and for glory. But they did not listen. They did not listen. Therefore, you are to speak this word to them. Thus says Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, Yisrael, every jug is to be filled with wine. And when they say to you, do we not know very well that every jug is to be filled with wine? Then say to them, Thus says Yahuwah, behold, I am about to fill all the inhabitants of this land, the kings that sit for Dude on his throne, David, the priests, the prophets, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with drunkenness. I will dash them against each other, both the fathers and the sons together, declares Yahuwah. I will not show pity nor mercy, nor have compassion, as I will not show pity, nor be sorry, nor have compassion, so as to not destroy them. I don't understand that. This English translation doesn't make sense to me. As I will not show pity. Something's wrong. This is why I prefer to have side by side English and Hebrew. Listen and give heed. Do not be haughty, proud. For Yahuwah has spoken. Give glory to Yahuwah, not Lord, your Elohim, before he brings darkness and before your feet stumble on the dusky mountains, and while you are hoping for light, he makes it into deep darkness, turns it into gloom. But if you will not listen to it, my soul will sob in secret for such pride, as my eyes will bitterly weep and flow down with tears, because the flock of Yahuwah has been taken captive. So we're in a state of captivity. Why? We're in a state of captivity, and we still are in a state of captivity because of our disobedience, because of our pride. Say to the king and the queen mother, take a lowly seat, for your beautiful crown has come down from your head. The cities of the Negev have been locked up, and there is no one to open. All Yehuda has been carried into exile, wholly carried into exile. Lift up your eyes and see, those coming from the north Where is the flock that was given to you, your beautiful sheep? What will you say when he appoints over you, and yourselves had taught them, former companions, to be head over you, and you yourself had taught them, former companions, to be head over you? Will not pangs take hold of you like a woman in childbirth, if you say in your heart, why have these things happened to me? Because of the magnitude of your iniquity, your skirts have been removed, and your heels have been exposed. Can Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Both are black. You also can do good, who are accustomed to doing evil. Then can you also do good, who are accustomed to doing evil? He's replying, no. Therefore I will scatter them like the drifting straw to the desert wind. This is your lot, the portion measured to you. From me, declares Yahuwah, because you have forgotten me and trusted in falsehood. Not even a deity. He's trusted in falsehood. So I myself have also stripped your skirt over your face, so that your shame may be seen. As for your adulteries and your names, the lewdness of your prostitution on the hills of the field, I have seen your abominations. Woe to you, Jerusalem! How long will you remain unclean? Unclean. So how do we become unclean? If we look in the Bible, the first place that the word for clean is used, it's used for food. Well, if we have an understanding of the kingdom, his creation, we know that there's heaven and earth. There's two sides of a coin. Heaven represents the head, earth represents the tail. Heads and tails, two sides of a coin. So if we know that heaven, for example, is the head and the earth is the tail, it's a picture. Just like the man is the head of a woman, just like Messiah is the head of a man, just like Father's head of Messiah. But this whole concept of being clean or not, and food. So the picture of food, physical picture of food, is that when we eat something, it becomes part of us. Well, what's the spiritual picture that is consistent with this image? Well, when we eat something or absorb something spiritually, it becomes part of us. That would be in terms of clean or unclean. In spiritual language, it's also clean or unclean. But what's clean or unclean in spiritual language? Truth or falsehood. So the whole reason why he is exposing in the end days that all these people are eating an unclean bird, which comes from the sky, a bird is from heaven, the pig is from the earth. Why is he doing this? Because he's showing us that spiritually we're so unclean because we've accepted falsehood, and we're not even willing now, because we're so unclean spiritually, we're not even willing to eat and to put something in our mouth that we're willing to put something in our physical mouth and feed our body something that's unclean, because it's reflecting our spiritual state, that we are actually spiritually unclean. But these people who are spiritually unclean are going around speaking to people who are in the same state that they are, and they're treating them, talking to them as if they are inferior, as if they know something that they don't, as if they are the brother to correct their brother. And you're in error yourselves. We are in error ourselves, all of us. So at the very minimum, if we're going to correct our brother, we should be doing that in the utmost respect and love and regard, the same way we would speak to our father in love and respect. Just because it's our brother, man, doesn't mean that we can beat them. Doesn't mean we can be abusive. Doesn't mean we can be debative, undermining, contentious, and insolent with one another. It doesn't mean that at all. And in fact, if we're doing that, we are transgressors against the Father. Because if you, and this is why people beat me up for studying Hebrew. Well, if you don't know what a rock is a father and a son sharing one house. It's Avon, A-V-B-N. What's A-B? Father. What's B-N? Son. What's the B? It's a house. It's the common letter, so it's shared. What is the house? The house of truth. So when you go and speak to someone who is a rock with their father, even if they're a small pebble, not a big boulder, they're seeking their Father. They're in the right. He says those please Him who are seeking righteousness, not necessarily who have fully obtained it. So a father and a son is a rock, and when you strike the rock, you're striking both the Father and the Son. So if you strike the Father, you're striking the Son. If you strike the Son, you're striking the Father. Love and respect. In the name of Yah, Yahuwah of Savoth, Yahuwah of hosts, and his Son, Yisrael, and his Messiah, his anointed one, his elect one, Yahushua. Amen. Father, bless this day. In your Son's name, Father, feed us your truth. Father, give us clean and pure waters and food that's undefiled. Father, teach us what's clean and what's unclean. Teach us what is pure, what is impure. Teach us what is true, what is false. Father, take us by the hand, guide us, wash us clean, renew us, guide us, direct us, uplift us, Father. Direct our paths straightly according to your word and your spirit. I thank you and I praise your holy name.